Dara plays with the local GA club. They're in the South final, so we're keen to have everything done and dusted for 6:30, 6:45 and get down to his final training session before the South final. My name is Eamon Hall. We're in Drangan, South Tipperary, and we're on our farm here in Kyle. Cows, there's no shortcut with cows. You're milking cows 7 days a week, twice a day. The fact that the family are so willing to help and be part of the running of the farm, it just gives you time together, which we mightn't have if they weren't willing to come out and help their dad. By and large, we try to do most of the work ourselves, so that essentially means some or all of the family rowing in. It's a key part of it, really. For me, I really like it, and I think for them it's good also. They'll probably tell you themselves that maybe I kill them and that they get too much work, but I think it's great to have a family that can work together. Sure, I was born and reared here. My dad was also, his grandfather, or my grandfather. It's mainly cows. We're milking a good herd of cows here. We keep most of the calves. We would have a small beef enterprise as well. I did my leaving cert and I did a year in Rockwell Ag College. I came back then in 76, 77. My father would have been more a cattleman. He built the milking parlour in 1975, and I suppose I walked into it in 76 and he walked out the door and he said, off you go. So we farmed it as a partnership, which worked very well in that it gave me an interest and an input and responsibility. But equally it left my father's firm hand on the tiller, so to speak, as well. And we did that up to the time of his death. I'm married to Bobby. She's a Clonmel woman, a townie, but we don't hold that against her.
We met in a, well, we won't say nightclub because it's going too far back. We met at a disco inside in Clonmel.
Actually, I shouldn't have been there the same night. There's always a story. A good friend of mine had decided to drive his car over a ditch into a river. So he had no car and he was looking for a lift into town, and I had intended staying in that night. But anyhow, we went in and I saw Bobby and she saw me, and sure, the rest is history.
Well, sure, we have 4 kids. Fergal being the eldest, he's 22, going 23. Dervla, she's 20. Cleana then will be 17, and Dara, the youngest, the baby, keeping us young. So he's 13.
We just have to get a bit of meal now and we're good to go. Dervla, from pretty well the age of 5 or 6, was coattailing my dad. When we were on the partnership, I milked the cows and Dad took care of rearing calves. And Dervla would be out with my father, and just, you know, you can't make a 5 or 6 year old interested. It's either it's innate, it's in him or it isn't, and it was certainly in Dervla. And I'd have to say it's in Dara also, but I suppose it's maybe a little bit different, the fact that it's a girl, and she has held it the whole way through. She's a superwoman. Everything is done, and it's done absolutely correctly. If there are fences to be put up and Dervla says, I'm taking care of that, there are no issues, there are no questions. It's done in time, and it's done perfectly. She could be a great farmer if she wanted to be. I have enough work to do to take care of my own business. I can't lay down the law to what my kids will do and want to do. And the primary thing is that they're educated, they're healthy, and that they're happy in what they're doing.
My name is Sandra Hayes. I'm a Business and Technology Dairy Advisor with Teagasc, and I'm based in the office in Thurles. The main way I work with Eamon is through the form of a dairy discussion group. The last time we were on Eamon's particular farm, he was considering adapting a shed for future expansion on the farm. So the whole group came together, went up to the shed and walked it and discussed different options with him. Instead of just having one solution, we had 10 different solutions for Eamon for a possible problem that he'd have on the farm that could be solved. What has happened, the likes of a farm like this, without the family structure behind it, is it gets planted into forestry. But you wouldn't like a whole locality of Drangan covered in trees. And it's good to have a mixture. And the integral part of a family farm prevents that from happening, and long may it continue. Eamon, he's the custodian. He's here for the period of his lifetime, and he took over the farm from his father. It's up to him to maintain it and improve it if possible and pass it on to the next generation.
Okay, John, let's just have 6, I think, for the mom and dad, and tell them to come down. Expertise, no problem. Talk to you later.
The next best thing to playing when you're gone beyond playing is to be involved with teams. There are 3 of us involved in this under-14 team, and all of us have sons on the team. And there's a great thrill in seeing the excitement and the enthusiasm of this bunch. How do you think it'll go?
Will we beat them that?
You did. We would train 2 nights a week, try and have, there would be a championship match during the week. If not, we try and fit in a challenge at the weekend. So you'll be talking 2 to 3 times per week. The team that's training for the South final, it's 13 aside. And I think there's 7 farmers' sons on it, 4 of them dairy farmers. Right, Robert. It's in a small place like this, it's the lifeblood, really. It's the lifeblood. The team wins the South final, you know, there's a ripple effect, good feeling. Equally, if you lose it, things, you know, lads are down and out over it. So a lot of work, you know, it's a lot of unseen, unselfish work is put into preparing teams and put in by the players themselves. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a hobby, but you like to, you know, you like to get a reward now and again for it. The kids love it. They just love it. Last year against Belgium, okay? So it's about the minds being right and saying, there's no reason we can't win it. We're good enough to win it, lads, and if we're willing to go out and fight for every ball in the South final in football. And I think I probably did get a bigger kick out of watching them win it than winning myself.